Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Bookish Drama. My name is Ethan and today we are here to review and discuss You by Caroline Kepness. Let's get on to the video. The first part of this video is going to be spoiler free and I'm going to tell you my thoughts and then we'll move on to the discussion that's going to be full of spoilers. First, I'm going to tell you what this book is about. We follow Joe, which is a stalker. One day, Beck comes into the bookshop he works at and he becomes obsessed with her and starts stalking her. And the most important thing about this book is that it is told in second person and he's talking to you as if you were the person being stalked, which was really interesting and not something I had read before. I read the book because the show was going to be coming out. I think I'm going to be posting this video the day this show comes out, so if you have read it, go check the show out, and if you haven't, first read the book and then watch the show. Although I haven't heard anyone talking about the show lately. I'll be seeing that very soon and I'll be posting a video about it. When that's uploaded, I think I'm gonna link it in the description down below. Penn Badgley plays the main character in the show and he was from Gossip Girl, Dan. I really want to see how he portrays this character. And we also have Shay Mitchell, which is Emily on Pretty Little Liars, which is a series I have just finished and loved, and I love Shay Mitchell. She has a YouTube channel and it is amazing. I'll be linking that down below. You have to see her videos. First, I'm going to be talking about the writing style. I think that the second person was very interesting. I had never read a book like that and I thought I would be weirded out by it, but it was fun in the end. I really loved how she incorporated lyrics from songs in the text and it was very dynamic and very well introduced. Also, the use of parentheses was really interesting. There were quite a few parentheses and they were really well handled, I believe. I think the writing style really reflects well the mind of a stalker. Now I'm going to read you a short passage from the book so you can see how well written it is. And this passage also reflects all the things I've talked about the writing style, so I think this is a really good example. Round and round we go. 1 minute you're afraid. 1 minute you are going to kill me. 1 minute you think I am going to kill you. 1 minute you are the victim of my evil doing, lol. And 1 minute I am the victim because you are going to kill me, lol. Both main characters in this book are twisted and demented and bad persons. Not only Joe, but also Beck. She's very narcissistic and only thinks about herself. And I think the fact that she wasn't the perfect girl and that she wasn't victimized really made this story great and different from all of the other books out there. Also, this book centers around books and there are a lot of references to both books and also movies, although most of them I did not get. I only got a couple of references, which were that Beck, the main character in here, her favorite film is Pitch Perfect and my favorite movie is also Pitch Perfect. I love their music and the a cappella thing. That's my dream, like really I want to be in an a cappella group. I have watched the first two a lot of times and the third one only once, which I am surprised. I listen to those songs every single day. The fact that I only watched it once is insane, like insane. I don't believe it. And also we get mentioned Taylor Swift and the main character hates her and I love her. She's just great. So why can't the old Taylor come to the phone? Oh, because she's there. Look what you made me do. Don't you think that that was so in line with this book? Like, look what you made me do. Yeah, it could have appeared in here. I wanted to mention the critique towards social media in this book because nowadays our lives are on the internet. Anyone can get access to details about our private life. That makes stalking possible for everyone. Everyone could be a stalker right now and it's really scary. And now I'm going to mention some of the things I wasn't a fan of. First of all, I was expecting this book to be a 10 out of 5 stars. Everybody raved about it when it came out and I was just expecting something that it was not. In the cover here, we can read thriller of the year. It just wasn't a thriller. There wasn't any mystery to it. I thought there would be some kind of twist, but this book is only centered on the stalking part. There wasn't anything special or anything extra there. Also, this is not a plot-driven book. It is a character-driven book, and I didn't like any of the characters, so not liking any of the characters in a character-driven book makes you not like the book, really. All in all, I was interested to keep reading, but not really hooked. It also felt a little bit unrealistic. The fact that he doesn't get caught and that police never show up, and when they show up, the police officer is the brother of the girl he was hooking up with, so it was all for nothing. And the fact that Beck uses email as texting, I think is a way for the author to make Joe able to stalk her more easily. It wasn't a good strategy in my point of view. This book has a sequel called Hidden Bodies, and I am not sure if I'm going to be picking that up because most people haven't enjoyed it that much, so I think it's not gonna be for me. That was all for the review part of the video. Now I'm going to dive into spoilers, so if you haven't read it, please go because I don't want to spoil you, and when you read it, come back to the video to discuss with me. I'm going to start by telling that I spoiled myself Benji's death. One day I was browsing through the book and I read blah 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 blah, Benji was dead. And I just thought, why couldn't have I opened this book in another page? Like, really? But yeah, life happens. And he dies after being held in a cage, which is something I'm going to talk also a little bit later. The other death is Peach's one, and in that point, when she sees it is Joe the one who is going to kill her, she says, "you." And I thought the book was called You because of that, you. But then I realized that at the end, let me get the book, we get a line that says, "All I want is you." And that you is in another line, and in that line only you appears. So that's the reason this book is called You. And I have said so many times you that you are getting pissed at me. I think it would have been really interesting to know a little bit more about Joe's past, because we get mentioned that he was held in that cage, but we don't get much of his backstory, and that would have given him more depth and also help us to understand why he is the way he is now. The ending for me was a little bit anticlimactic because the cage is used again. I think the author should have thought of something more creative. We had already seen Joe making up tests and all of that, so it was just repetition, and repetition is not good in my opinion. It was really interesting the way Beck tries to get away from Joe in the end, when she said that she's not the perfect girl Joe thinks she is, and all of that, although obviously it doesn't work. Then we see her dying. It was very rushed, so I didn't believe it, and obviously she wasn't dead. But then we get to the actual death, and it was the most effed up thing I have ever read, with him ripping the pages from a book with his mouth and putting them in her mouth. It was just gross, very intense, although it was expected in a book like this. Finally, the full circle ending. I really enjoyed this type of ending. Pretty Little Liars, which is a show I just finished this month, also have a full circle ending, and they're just great because they show that some things never change and you can never change them. That was all for today's video. Tell me in the comment section down below if you like this book, and if you haven't read it, tell me if you plan to. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So yeah, that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.